A poor woman abandoned her twin babies in the woods, but the Millionaire CEO saw everything, and the woman was known to have been homeless for over 8 years. She had tried everything she could to make ends meet, but nothing worked out for her. And when she got pregnant with twins, things really seemed to get worse, because no one wanted to help her. No one offered her a job or even an apartment, so she couldn't care for herself and her unborn children. But she still refused to give up. After doing odd jobs here and there, she managed to save enough money to rent a small room. Although it was barely enough to support herself, she was grateful for the opportunity and felt like she could finally breathe normally again. However, that happiness only lasted a few months before her savings ran out again, and she found herself without a place to go. This time the woman didn't know where to turn to. She was desperate and scared about what would happen next. One day, when she was wandering through the woods near her old apartment, she came across a clearing that had a little lake in its center surrounded by soft grass. The clearing looked peaceful and beautiful, so the woman decided to rest under a tree and take a nap. When she woke up, she noticed that people were gathered near the lake, and they seemed to be staring at something. Intrigued, she walked towards them and saw 2 babies in the grass. "Oh my God," the woman exclaimed, surprised. It turned out that the babies had been abandoned by their parents. They had left them in the middle of the forest to die. The woman instantly felt a connection with the babies. Their tiny faces were adorable, and she knew she couldn't just leave them there. So without hesitation, she picked them up and cradled them in her arms. "Don't worry, little ones," the woman said softly. "I won't let anything bad happen to you." Even though she didn't have much herself, she was determined to care for the babies and protect them from harm. Despite the situation being difficult, the woman was grateful that she had experienced taking care of herself since she was young. She had learned how to cook meals from scratch and knew how to find affordable clothing and other necessities. So even though she was poor, she had the skills to provide for herself and the babies. As the days went by, she took the babies everywhere she went, and they quickly became a familiar sight in the city. Many people admired her dedication, and some even offered her food, clothes, and money. But she only accepted the offers if it meant the babies could eat better and stay warm. The woman refused any help that would put her in debt or force her into uncomfortable situations. She didn't want to compromise her morals just to survive. Her strength and kindness didn't go unnoticed. A famous millionaire named Andrew witnessed her struggle firsthand and couldn't help but admire her resilience. He had seen many women begging on the street, but this one was different. Her eyes held a deep sadness that spoke of a story far more tragic than anyone else he had encountered. Something about her story touched his heart, and he felt compelled to do something to help her. He started by sending her food and money anonymously, but soon realized that wasn't enough. He wanted to do more to make a real difference in her life. Andrew was a successful businessman who had built his fortune from scratch. He knew what it was like to struggle financially and felt a deep sense of responsibility to give back to those less fortunate. He believed that everyone deserved a chance at a better life, and was committed to making that a reality for the woman and her babies. As he watched her, he saw not just a homeless woman, but a strong, determined, and loving mother who had endured unimaginable hardships with grace and dignity. He admired her tenacity and knew that with the right support, she could provide a stable and nurturing environment for her children. He decided to take action and help her create a better future for herself and her babies. He began by discreetly providing financial assistance, ensuring that she had enough money to rent a decent apartment and buy food for herself and her children. He wanted to give them the stability they needed to thrive, but he also wanted to empower the woman to become self-sufficient. He knew that handouts alone wouldn't solve her problems in the long run, so he also helped her find a job that fit her skills and experience. With his support, she was able to secure a position that paid a decent wage and provided her with the resources she needed to take care of her family. He continued to check in on them periodically, making sure they were doing well and adjusting his support as their needs changed. But he also gave them space to grow and learn as a family unit. However, there were people who didn't approve of Andrew's actions. They criticized him for giving money to someone who they saw as lazy or undeserving. But Andrew ignored their judgment and continued to help the woman and her babies. He knew that they needed his support, and he was committed to making a positive impact in their lives. Andrew's generosity didn't go unnoticed. Other wealthy individuals in the community began to take notice of his compassionate acts and started to follow suit. They began donating money to various causes that Andrew supported, inspired by his example. A wave of generosity swept through the town, bringing hope and relief to those who needed it the most. The woman was deeply grateful for Andrew's kindness and support. With his help, she was able to provide a better life for her babies and give them the opportunities they deserved. She knew that she owed him a debt of gratitude and was determined to pay it back someday. She worked hard in her job and took every opportunity to learn new skills and advance in her career. She wanted to be able to support herself and her children without relying on anyone else's charity. As the years went by, the woman and her babies thrived under Andrew's support. Her son grew up to be a bright, inquisitive child with a passion for learning, while her daughter became a kind and compassionate young girl who always looked out for others. The woman watched with pride as they grew up, knowing that they had a bright future ahead of them. She never forgot the struggles she had endured to give them the best possible start in life, and she was grateful to Andrew for helping her overcome those challenges. As the children grew older, the woman's relationship with Andrew deepened. They shared a common bond through their experiences and developed a strong friendship. He became a father figure to her children, offering guidance and support as they navigated the ups and downs of life. He never forced anything on her, but always respected her decisions and boundaries. The woman was drawn to his kindness, intelligence, and compassion, and they eventually began dating. It was a slow burn, a gradual realization that what they had was something special. Their love story wasn't a whirlwind romance, but a steady, reliable flame that grew stronger with time. Their relationship became a testament to the power of love and second chances. Andrew had found love again after a long time of being jaded, and the woman had found a partner who understood her struggles and supported her dreams. Together they formed a beautiful family unit, a blend of old wounds and new beginnings, of shared laughter and quiet understanding. As they stood hand in hand watching her sons play and her daughter laugh, the woman knew that she had found her happily ever after. Their story was a beacon of hope, proving that love and kindness could conquer all. In the end, it was the woman's strength, resilience, and unwavering love for her children that truly inspired Andrew the most. He saw in her a kindred spirit, someone who had faced adversity with grace and dignity and emerged even stronger. He fell in love with her because of the beautiful person she was, because of the challenges she had overcome, and because of the love she had for her children. The woman had not only survived homelessness and rejection, but had thrived despite the odds stacked against her. She had shown Andrew that it was possible to rise above difficult circumstances and create a better life for oneself and one's children. And when Andrew saw the unconditional love between the woman and her kids, he knew he had found something truly special. The love between a mother and her children is one of the most powerful bonds in the world. The woman's fierce devotion to her babies had touched Andrew's heart and made him realize that family was the most important thing in life. Seeing the way she cared for her children, the sacrifices she made for them, and the unconditional love she had for them had made him fall in love with her. For Andrew, it wasn't just the physical attraction that drew him to the woman, but the strength, resilience, and kindness she displayed every day. He loved watching her interact with her children, seeing the joy and laughter they brought to each other's lives. The woman had shown Andrew that true love wasn't just about romantic gestures and grand declarations, but about being there for each other through thick and thin, supporting each other's dreams and being a shoulder to lean on when times were tough. In the end, Andrew realized that his love for the woman wasn't just a feeling. It was a connection of souls, a meeting of minds, and a partnership of hearts. Together, they had built a life filled with love, laughter, and happiness, proving that sometimes the greatest love stories are the ones that come from the most unexpected places. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to keep up with our inspiring stories.